I'm going to show you how to fluidize a hopper with an electron system. So whether it be you have a box feed system like this, and then you're trying to use a hopper in addition to, or you have a hopper system or a bear kit and you just have a hopper to use. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to fluidize and set up the hopper to get the best results possible. So typically, the bigger the hopper is, the easier it is to set up and use. So that's why we're using our smallest hopper. That way I can show you guys the hardest scenario, and then it should be easier if you do have a bigger hopper. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and remove the lid. With the lid removed, when you're first starting out, I always recommend only fill this thing about half full of powder. So let's go ahead and fill it up. So now that we have our hopper about half full, we need to plug in our fluidization air line. So on a box feed system like this, just disconnect it from the pickup tube and plug it into the hopper. If you have a hopper system, just plug it into the bottom of your big hopper. If you have a bear kit, it's going to be that small line coming from the second regulator where you plug your air into. But now that we have our fluidization line set up, there's a couple things we need to do. One, ensure that it's in hopper mode. So if you hold this auxiliary button down here and then go to the first one where it says mode, switch this over to hopper. It should say hopper mode right there. What that allows you to do is the auxiliary control now runs on or off rather than based on the trigger like it would in the multicolor mode. So we're going to turn our fluidization all the way down just to start with. Turn the button on. With it on, slowly start increasing your fluidization pressure. Now, once this starts fluidizing, because the 1 and the 2 pounds specifically are so small, they will oftentimes like to lift up the powder as one big chunk rather than evenly distribute the fluidization air. So what you may need to do is either use the pickup tube and stir it up, or just give it a little shake as it goes. So we're going to slowly start increasing this. Now what you're looking for is a fluid-like material. So once it has enough air pressure, it should almost operate as if it was a fluid or a liquid. Now, go ahead and put your lid on. Once you have your lid on, there's two things you need to check. One, that the powder is not forcing itself up and out of the pickup tube. If it starts making a mess out of here, you know you have too much pressure. Once we ensure that the hopper is not making a mess, we can go ahead and grab our pump and stick our pump on the top of the hopper. And then one final check before we start spraying is watch this powder hose. So what can happen again is if you over pressurize this hopper, you'll force the powder in here up inside of this powder hose, and then when you go to press the trigger, you'll see a massive surge of powder. You don't want that, so double check that there's no powder in here. Since it's not, we're good to go ahead and spray.